Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn how to create this kind of layout with the help of CSS grid. Okay, so let me show you the starting HTML file. So the basic structure is like this. I have a div which contains all the child elements. So as you can see in the layout, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have basically four child elements or four components inside this block. Okay, so this is the outer div and these all divs are for child grid items basically. So let me show you how it look like this now. So these are the four child elements. For now they have only text such as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now we want to make this look like this, so by writing this styles in style.css file. Okay, so let's get started. In the style.css I have written the basic CSS, like for all the elements I have set padding and margin to 0, and for body I have change the background color, font family and font size, so to make it a bit bigger. Okay, so for now let's get started. First of all, we will write the CSS for this outer container. So basically, in order for these elements to align in grid, we have to make this outer container as a grid. Okay, so we need to set its display. So it is, let me see the class, it is grid container. Okay, so dot, okay, we have selected it, and for now let me give it a background color so that we can see it visually. Let's give it light blue. Okay, for now this is our whole container basically, and inside that we have our child elements. Great. So as I said, in order to make this arrange in a grid, we have to make the container element as a grid. So we need to set its display to grid. Okay, for now nothing happens here because, let me show you. Let's inspect this one. Okay, so in the tools you can see there is a grid label here. So if I click on this, you can see it has actually formed a grid. It doesn't make a much difference because it is of only one column. Okay, so let us see how many columns we need. So if you see here, so we need a grid of 1, 2 and 3 columns. Okay, so we need a grid of 1, 2 and 3 columns. Let's define the columns here. By default there is only one column, so that's why they are all lined up like this. So in order to specify column, we have to set grid template columns. Okay, so now you can specify the number of columns and the width of each column. Okay, so let me write the code first and then I will explain. So I'm setting it to auto. So basically what this does is I have specified the 3 values. So it means I want to create 3 columns and the width is set automatically. So basically it will divide this into 3 equal columns. So width of each column will be same and there will be 3 columns. So it automatically does that. We can also specify the width here. For example, if you want like 100 pixels for the first column, let us say, and you want second one to be 200 pixels and third one to be 100 pixels again. So here as you can see, so there are 3 columns. So if you click on this one, so here this color is appearing because of the grid container width, but actually if you see the grid, it is much shorter. Like this is 100 pixels, this is 200 pixel, and this is 100 pixels again. Okay, so let us do this to auto again. So basically what we have done is I have specified 3 columns of equal width. Okay, now yes, because we had 4 elements, so the fourth element, it cannot go because we have only 3 columns, so it automatically get pushed to the second row. Okay, so great. Now what I want to do is to make this little bit, font size bigger and padding and all. Let us do that first, then we will focus on building other layout. So let me target this child element, so it has a class of grid item. Okay, great. So let me first give it a background color so that we can see it visually. Okay, so as you can see, this is the first child element, second, third, and fourth. Great. And this one background is for the container. So let me give a padding in container. Okay, so you will see what it does. So let us say 20 pixels padding. So as you can see, this blue one is the container and we have 4 child elements in the container. Great. So now I want to make this little bit bigger. So for each of the grid item, I want, first of all, font size, let's make it a bit. Okay, so let us take 2 rem. Great. And now I also want to display a padding. So let us say 20 pixels again. Or great. And also let us add a border. Border 1 pixels, solid and black. Great. So as you can see, these are the basically blue one is the container, and we have 4 child elements, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in it. Let me also align the text to center. So now if you see the grid, it looks it makes much more sense, like it looks way better. So here you can see this yellow one is the grid, and we have 3 columns in the grid. So one, you can see the yellow mark here, 1, 2, 3, and this one is the second row. Okay, so now it is easier to visualize basically. Great. Now let us do the main part. So basically what so I want to display, I want the first one to cover this much space, and I want the second one here, the third one here, and finally the fourth one here. So I want to basically change their span size. So I want the first one to span this much, second one to span this way, third to this, and fourth this way. Basically let us see in the code, that is easier to grasp